The chaos unfolding in busy downtown Cincinnati just as many were starting the day.
Multiple shooting victims. We have a active shooter.
3 victims struck by the gunman, killed. 2 others hospitalized. Bullet holes and shell casings riddling the building, the grief even hitting first responders.
So my name is Brian Sarver.
I am Christine Eichold. I'm Stacy Stecklin.
Jeff Schroeder.
I am a survivor
of the Cincinnati shooting.
On September 6th, 2018.
So we were just, standing there talking.
That's when we heard the shooting start.
We heard a lot of commotion, and then a guy ran through. He was screaming that there was a shooter.
What I remember from the day is I heard a very loud pop, right? He fired at me first.
My friend, who was the charge nurse that day, she came walking into the mental trauma room and said, there's an active shooter downtown. We need to clear the trauma bays. And I remember looking at her and thinking, we just kind of stared at each other for a minute. And I said, oh my God, our worst nightmare is about to come true in our own city. I was in the first trauma room, and Whitney came in, and I'll never forget how she was dressed. She had a white blouse on with a pearl necklace, and I remember seeing all the bullet wounds on her chest. I'll never forget her telling me, I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old, you have to save me. And I'm a mother myself, with kids similar in her age, similar of her kids' age, and I just, was thinking to myself, this is unbelievable.
I wouldn't say I was oblivious to the danger before, but it's so in front of me and so in my mind. I think I even subconsciously just, I'm kind of always thinking about it.
I cried a lot for 3 days. I told my husband that for the first time in my life that this whole situation has just rocked me to my core.
This day and age of that it happens so much more often, especially like school shootings, which I just don't understand.
When you look at the odds of you being involved in a shooting, it's pretty low, but at the same time it's directly happened to me, and it's affected me and my family and so many people in the area.
I think about my kids a lot, so that day, that's all I really thought about.
And I'm a gun owner at the moment, and I've always been a gun owner, right? I feel like I've been a responsible gun owner. I don't want to see any drastic change where we're attempting to take all guns from folks, but at the same time, I was involved in a very personal shooting.
My voice can help others who are strong supporters in the Second Amendment and the intent of the Second Amendment. And I believe strongly that support to reduce gun violence and to work to reduce that gun violence does not have to be mutually exclusive from your support of your Second Amendment rights.
To me, it's like if we don't try to update or change or think about things differently, it's just going to continue to keep happening.
I love Whitney's approach. She's data-driven and recognizes that we cannot make things better if it's partisan. It has to be bipartisan, and we have to find the common ground across the board. And I think for tough topics and polarizing topics, people immediately go to their wings. And her organization and Whitney Strong is that opportunity to say, hey, let's come and at least see where we overlap, and let's start there. And if that's as far as we get, that's at least better off than where we are now.
I wholeheartedly believe in what Whitney is doing. I think the fact that she turned such a tragic, terrible day into something so positive, it's one of the most empowering things I've ever seen. She's one of the most inspiring women I've ever met in my life. And I hope that at some day when I'm ready, that I can help her, on the journey to end gun violence, the epidemic in our country.